are listening to the Tiny Vet podcast with me, Dr. Nicole Sue, and my partner,
Jez Watts. This is the podcast where the only thing shorter than the runtime is the veterinarian who makes it. I'm not going to do rhymes anymore. I'm going to do taglines for the show.
I'm 5'1".
You're so small.
They are smaller than me.
Yeah, sure. There are little rabbits, which you are. What are we talking about today, Tiny Bun? Tiny Vet.
We are talking about the great vet shortage of 2022.
I like that you're talking about literally a shortage.
Yes. Yep. It's a big problem. It's something where I think wait times for a regular appointment and most clinics are 2 to 4 weeks at this stage. And it is something where, like, emergency centers. Mm-hmm. So these are centers where
if the wait time is 2 to 4 weeks, what happens when? I feel like other episodes where you talk about, hey, you got to bring your pet in when there's a problem.
Yeah.
So you got to wait 2 to 4 weeks to bring it in?
So let's say if you need to book a vaccination.
Like routine stuff.
Yeah. So like if your pet's broken a leg, we're like, yes, come in now as an emergency.
Right, okay.
And we will see you. And that's why sometimes on top of a fully booked day, I will see up to 6 emergencies in a day on top of that. So that's why.
Mm-hmm. This is why you never get home the time you say you will finish.
It's an alleged time of finishing. So emergency centers as well. They're supposed to be open 24/7, everything, no matter what it is. And a lot of emergency centers have also had to go on bypass, which means that they are closed. Because...
Wait, was it called bypass? What's bypass?
I'm not sure why it's called bypass. I think so you have to bypass a center, you go to another center.
Oh, okay.
But they're closed.
Just because there's no vets?
Just because there's no vets.
Is this because of COVID stuff? Like too many vets are sick, or?
Not so much, no. So most of us have either had COVID or we're vaccinated, and we for some reason haven't had it.
Yeah, sure. I feel like I now know more people who've had COVID. I mean, we're in Melbourne, but I feel like I now know more people who've had COVID than haven't.
Yeah.
And actually, it's a thing where. So I haven't had it as far as I know yet, but I'm triple vaccinated, so it's like it's possible I've gotten it and not been aware. Yeah,
same. But yeah, COVID's part of it because we've had that huge increase in pet ownership during the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
the industry's bigger now.
Yeah, but we haven't had any corresponding increase in vets. In fact, some newer studies coming out of the UK show that there's actually a net decrease in number of practicing vets with every year.
Well, I mean, yeah, from living with one, it's like, why would
why
would anyone choose
absolutely.
to do that? There's so much more money in human medicine and so much less stress.
Yeah, absolutely.
More
and
respect.
It's a lot of people go, oh, why aren't we graduating more vets? You know, why don't we make it easier to go to vet school? And that's not really the problem. Mm-hmm. So it's a combination of a number of multiple factors. So one, the increase in pet ownership. Yes, the pandemic stress, financial stress as well. Mm-hmm. So pretty much all the vets I know that are only supported financially by their paycheck, so no parents or anything, we're pretty much living paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, right.
Like the ones that can buy houses and the ones that are fairly okay, it's because they get some sort of external help.
How many of the ones who are living paycheck to paycheck own horses and multiple animals at home that all need pet
Quite
care?
a lot of them, actually.
Yeah, exactly. It's not for no reason that you guys are broke. I do agree you should definitely get paid more money, but also, like, you're partly broke because you deserve it.
That's not fair.
No,
Get out.
You all accumulate
Get
animals that need
out.
help. It's true. But
well, they need help. Look at these things.
I know.
3 legs, no brain.
Don't point at me when you say no brain.
They don't know that.
Yeah, anyway. Yes.
Yeah, so
everyone's
at the end of the
Job's
day,
too hard.
there is one day where vets wake up and they go, it's not worth it anymore. And that's when you start to leave the profession.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So it's not so much, we've got a shortage of vets entering the profession. There's actually more vets entering the profession than there were, let's say, 5 years ago.
Right.
The shortage is vets staying in the profession for more than 5 years.
Yeah, sure.
So that's kind of about the time where most vets are like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. You definitely seem a lot happier now that you don't, because you used to work
Oh my God, yeah.
55, 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
At like hands-on in a practice.
Yeah.
Now I think you probably do 15, 20.
I do
actually
20. I do 20 hours a week
Actually,
now.
yeah, in the practice, and then you have your other jobs.
Yeah.
I feel like even that is like 4 hours too many. Like as I look at it.
Oh, I
from
can't do it
outside-
anymore. I'm too old.
Yes.
Like I can't. I physically.
By the way, I'm
can't.
breaking up with you for a younger person.
Okay.
Okay,
Ouch, you
you
get.
called my bluff. All right, fair enough. Yeah.
Like I just can't do it anymore. I'm too old. Like I can't, and it's a hard, 50, 60 hours of work. Like people go, oh yeah, whatever. I'm in the office 12 hours a day. You're in the office sitting.
Yeah, sure.
We do not sit. Sometimes you can't even pee.
Well, it's also just very high stress, high anxiety. Literal life and death. And,
and
quite a lot of death some days, which is totally out of your hands.
Yeah, it's been actually really bad the last 2 weeks. Yeah.
Well, certainly, yeah. I couldn't. I've been adjacent to it a couple of times, and it's messed up my week.
Yeah.
Where I've just sort of seen one thing or heard maybe some very like sometimes you will tell me things about your day when you come home, and I'll just have to stop you and be like, nope. That's it. I can't hear it. I'm not even like the biggest. You're much more of an animal lover than I am. But I'm just like, no, I can't handle that.
Yeah, a lot of it's horrific.
Can be, yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
Yep. And you just can't do it. You reach a point where you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, the idea
and
of doing it 40, 50 hours a week.
Attrition.
Well, of course there's attrition. Yeah. Doing that kind of job for that many hours a week. It's unfathomable, I think, to most people.
Yeah. And that's the main problem where we need to make the profession less difficult to stay in.
But how do you fix that? What's the solution for that?
Well, there is no solution.
That's what I mean. There is none.
At this point.
I think everyone just needs to do it part-time.
Yeah.
I don't think there should be any full-time vets. That's what I think is the only fix.
But that's the thing, the people that, the practice owners, the aviator, Australian Vet Association, they're not really doing anything about it. Because, and it makes sense, because they're the ones that, own the practices. They're the ones that, aren't going, oh, I've run out of money for food this week. That's super cool.
You're talking about like pay rates and stuff, yeah?
Yeah, pay rates, but also work. So you go in, you get hammered for 10 hours. The practice owners aren't the ones getting hammered for 10 hours usually.
Right.
So they're like, why? Everything's fine. When I was a younger vet, I worked for 30 hours a day in mud and da-da-da-da-da. So that's a lot of the attitude that perfuses the industry. That's where we are, the veterinary industry, and this is a big reason why sometimes you can't get an appointment for several weeks.
Oh, that's what this is about. Good.
And
good to get to the end user problem. Yeah.
And the meaner you are to us, the worse this problem will become.
Yeah, be nice.
Or we'll just leave.
Yeah.
We can't do it anymore.
There's not enough vets.
Because
be nice to the ones that are there.
The Tiny Vet Podcast is brought to you by Upilio. Sources for our topics can be found at upilio.io. Outro music by Matt Charleston.